Hi River Forest friends, it's me, Miss Carrie. I'm here with your third project that's inside your box. Yeah, your third one. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna bring the camera down so you can see the supplies you're gonna grab from your box, and then we'll get creative. Right, so from your box today, we're gonna use the stretched canvas. You're gonna need your watercolor palette, your glue stick, your package of Model Magic, oil pastels, that blue tempera, and then some pencils. I think that's it. Yep. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna clear this off. You're gonna start with your canvas. So what we're gonna be doing is an Arctic scene. So an Arctic picture. So you're gonna be thinking about above the iceberg and below the iceberg, right? So an iceberg, we know, sometimes we see a little bit at the top, but what we don't see is huge underneath, right? So we're gonna think about that. Think about how big your iceberg is, what shape it is. If you even ever thought of the North Pole, I don't know why I said the North Pole, if you even thought of what living in the Arctic would look like as an animal that lives underwater. So think about what you would see, what shapes or textures, and that's what we're gonna be working with today. We're gonna be making our underwater Arctic scene, but also thinking about above water. So the first thing we're gonna put in is where our sky meets the land, which is our horizon line. So somewhere along the top here, you're gonna just sketch in. I'm using a pencil, but you guys can use your colored pencils. Maybe I'll use the colored pencils so you guys can see it a little bit better. And I'm just doing a rough sketch. I'm not stressed out if it's gonna be right or wrong, because I'm gonna paint and watercolor this in. So once I have my horizon line traced in, I'm gonna turn it around so you guys can see it. So this is the top of my page, and this is the bottom of my page. So I have much more room at the bottom. I'm gonna draw in my iceberg or my landmass, just like that. But then below my line, my iceberg is huge. Look at how big my iceberg is. It almost looks like a tooth. And that's below my land, right? So now I'm gonna draw things in my water. So it's very cold. You have to think about animals that swim in cold water. You can draw a narwhal. You can even use your imagination and draw mermaids. You could draw a wrecked ship like the Titanic. You could draw just ice floating around. There's a lot of stuff that you guys can draw. So now we're gonna draw some things in. I'm using my colored pencils to do so. I think I'm gonna do a narwhal. I'm doing this upside down so that I'm gonna do it right side up, and then I'll show you guys. I'm gonna do my narwhal kind of tooth. Did you guys know that the spear on a narwhal is actually its tooth? And then my narwhal is gonna be kind of coming off the page. And I want you to see my sketches are very rough. I'm not pressing hard. Miss Jess and I always say, go light till it's right, then go darker with pencil and marker. So that's gonna be my narwhal. So I'm gonna put my eye in before I color it in. Do like a navy eye. And I'm not pressing too hard on my canvas because I don't want to poke a hole in my canvas. I'm definitely putting some pressure, but I'm not pressing too hard. You guys can go grab Sharpies or pens from your home and give your picture some detail. And just keep coloring some stuff in. Okay. I'm gonna pencil in my iceberg. And you guys can draw more than just one element. I'm just doing this faster so you guys get an idea of what we're doing. So I'm on top here, maybe I'm gonna draw like a bear sitting down, but just the back side of a bear. So I'm gonna do the bear tail, kind of like the bear's back. So I have like a bear, polar bear, so he's gonna be white. Kind of sitting down. I'm just gonna fill it in with the white pencil. You're not gonna see it too much, but it'll give you an idea. I'm gonna go in with my pen to outline those details. Okay, so I'm just getting my drawing done. I have my narwhal under my water. I have my bear above my water. I have a line that's telling me that there is an above and a below. I feel like I need something here. Maybe I'll put some bubbles. Here. All right, so you guys get the idea. Keep adding as much detail as you want. Use your pencils to fill it in. If there's any line that you want to be a little darker, press a little harder with your pencil, not too hard, but you get the idea, right? Now we're gonna work on our iceberg. So you're gonna take your glue, you're gonna fill in that whole shape of the iceberg with your glue. Maybe your iceberg is a little bit smaller, maybe it's bigger, who knows, right? I'm not gonna judge the size of your iceberg. I'm happy you're just doing it. And I'm gonna get my clay out. When you guys get your clay out, you can pause the video here and play with your clay for a little bit. Can't open this. Or you can just jump right in and continue making the project. It's up to you. So clay out. And then you're gonna pinch little pieces and you're gonna fill up your entire iceberg shape. So you're gonna fill that whole shape in. I'm stretching my clay. I'm not just putting lumps of clay. See how I'm stretching it? So I'm pressing it down with my fingers and then I'm kind of spreading it in. I want there to be a little relief, a little bit of a texture, but I don't want to press all my clay in one area because then I won't have any more clay. Just keep doing that. Now remember, before I put a thin layer of that glue stick, and now I'm just pressing my Model Magic right on top of that glue stick that I put on the canvas. If you see any of your iceberg lines that you traced, you can press your clay just over it if you don't like those lines. I happen to like seeing an outline. Just gonna keep going. But it's up to you. If you don't want to see that outline, just press your clay a little bit over your outline. You can draw fish, crabs. Oh, you could draw scuba diver, like a deep sea, cold water scuba diver. Look up what those guys look like. They have big, like almost snowsuits that go underwater on. So we're thinking of life above the snow and below the snow. I had a pretty big iceberg in my clay, and I still have plenty of clay left. So you really want to spread it out. I feel like there's no glue here, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of glue so that my Model Magic has something to adhere to. I'm gonna do this up top part. And then, yeah, just press that all in. And I still have some left over, so I can make another mountain here. So I have my iceberg above and below. So now, once you're happy with how you've covered your iceberg, put the rest of your Model Magic aside. We're gonna go ahead and paint it in. So I am going to use my small brush, and I'm actually gonna use the watercolor. So get yourself a cup of water, and you're gonna start painting in your canvas. You can use more than one color too. Look what happens when I add a little bit of purple to my blue. Making it a little darker. See? I'm gonna do the other side. So you can mix colors, you could add a little bit of black on your brush, especially if you're getting like deeper to the water, it could be a little more of a dark blue. And then do the same on this side. And then you can pull it up. And then on this side it could be all blue. And then where you used your colored pencils for your animal, just go around it. If you get some watercolor on your animal, just wipe it off. If you were using the tempera, it would just be thicker. You would just have to take more careful time. No. So your water's all done, okay? And now I'm gonna think about what's above. So I'm actually going to use my oil pastels, and I am going to put a yellow moon in. So right over here, I'm gonna put a full moon. I'm just gonna color that in with my oil pastel. And then you guys can use, again, your wooden pencils, or if you guys have a Sharpie you like at home. I like to give my drawings an outline, but you don't have to. So I have my moon above, and I'm gonna paint the sky in. Since there's a moon, it's gonna be black. It's like the northern lights. I'm going slower around my drawing of my bear that lives outside the Arctic water. I'm just painting that all in. So that is my picture, above the iceberg and below the iceberg. And you guys can keep adding to this. Oh, I think you also have some of these little gems in your kit, maybe. You can press those on your Model Magic. Just adds a little shimmer. Press them right in. Yeah. Cool little nighttime Arctic painting. I hope you guys enjoyed that project. Make it your own, make as many animals as you want. I just kind of sped through for the sake of the video, but take your time with it and really get creative. Send me pictures when you're done. But again, for this lesson, you want to think of things that live above the iceberg and below the iceberg. And then how big is your iceberg? It's smaller on top, but then in the bottom, it's huge. So think about those things when you're drawing, when you're adding your elements. I hope you enjoyed this class. If you have any questions, you know where to reach us. Just send us an email and I'll get back to you. Bye.